After netting 13 goals and adding another 12 assists in 29 games for Eintracht Frankfurt this season, Kolo Muani is one of the hottest prospects in world football. The 24-year-old striker has found impressive form in the Bundesliga this season, and after such an eye-catching campaign, there's no doubt that there will be a host of suitors looking to fight it out for Muani's signature when the summer transfer window rolls around. With an estimated market value of £56 million, it'll be a fight between the richer clubs in the footballing world to secure the forward services, and that'll likely include the English Premier League's big hitters. While it's still unclear where Kolo Muani might end up, there is one English club that he must avoid if he has his sights set on making a name for himself as an elite forward. Many top strikers have went to this club before and their careers have taken a nosedive. Chelsea in disarray. Of course, the club in question is Chelsea. The Blues have had a disastrous campaign under the leadership of Todd Boehly. The appointment of Frank Lampard helped the club to sink into the bottom half of the table, despite a crazy spending spree that stretched across both the summer and winter transfer windows. There's no doubting that Chelsea are a huge mess at present. The club is completely void of any direction or strategy from the top, and with no European football to partake in, they aren't currently the attractive transfer prospect that they once were. For a player like Muani with talent to nurture, it's crucial that he joins a club with a clear vision for the future. The striker only needs to take a look at how some of Chelsea's recent signings have fared since joining the club to see why this would be a terrible move. Enzo Fernandez is a great example, an exciting young prospect who was flying at his former club before signing for an eye-watering fee. Fernandez is yet to score a league goal in a Chelsea shirt and has managed only 2 assists, despite his obvious talent. Muani has to avoid making the same mistake as Enzo Fernandez in order to have any chances of succeeding on football's biggest stage. Fernandez isn't the only player that struggled with the weight of expectation at Chelsea either. Over the years, there have been many big-name players that haven't stepped up to the plate, and they all had one thing in common with Muani: terrible history with strikers. Chelsea's record of signing strikers has been hit and miss to say the least. For whatever reason, the club have a long history of turning prolific strikers into flops. It's a club where strikers' goal-scoring records go to die. Fernando Torres is one of the standouts. After an incredible spell at Liverpool where he netted 65 Premier League goals across 4 seasons, he signed for Chelsea for a massive £50 million, a huge fee in Premier League football at the time. He managed to score only 1 league goal in his first season at Chelsea and just 20 across his 6 seasons with the club. Romelu Lukaku is a more recent example. He returned to the club in the summer of the 21-22 season for another enormous transfer fee worth £87 million. Despite the expectation, he only managed to score 8 Premier League goals and the club sent him back to Inter Milan on loan the following summer. When it comes to signing strikers, Chelsea have historically spent too big and created a huge expectation on incoming players to get off the mark. Time after time, their forward players have failed to deliver. For a prospect like Muani, the risk of being another casualty of the ever-growing list of failed strikers at Chelsea is just too high. There's no doubt that there are much better options for the 24-year-old to consider in the summer transfer window, and one of them is a Premier League rival. Where will he end up? Manchester United are rumoured to be one of the clubs looking to prize Kolo Muani away from Germany when the season draws to a close. While the club have faltered with their efforts on the pitch of late, the future certainly looks more promising under the leadership of Erik ten Hag. The Premier League giants have certainly struggled to live up to their reputation since the departure of Sir Alex Ferguson, but one thing has remained consistent: the focus on developing promising young players. The rise of Marcus Rashford is an excellent example of why Manchester United would make an excellent option for Kolo Muani this summer. Ten Hag has been instrumental in Rashford's recent progression, and there's no reason why Muani couldn't follow a similar path. Failing that, there's a strong chance that Europe's biggest hitters will come calling. Both Real Madrid and Barcelona are an excellent option for any player, and both of them would surely be impossible to turn down. The Spanish giants could fight it out for Muani's signature in the summer, and either destination would certainly mark an incredible progression in the player's career. There are rumours that both clubs are keen on signing him, and it's certainly apparent that a difficult decision lies ahead for the young forward. With a host of options, Kolo Muani will certainly be afforded the luxury of choice when it comes to the future of his playing career. With huge clubs like Manchester United, Barcelona, Real Madrid and Bayern Munich likely to fight it out for the player, he'd certainly be making a mistake if he ended up at a club like Chelsea instead. It's unclear yet where he'll end up, but Stamford Bridge has to be a no-go.